All right. Yep. So real quick, just one more time, we'll go through a quick overview of our reporting. Then we'll jump in right into a demo, and then we'll wrap things up with a Q&A session here. Jump to the next slide. First of all, let's just go, like I said, let's do a little overview of our reporting. We have two different types of reports, as you know, in Mindflash. We have a real-time report, which is available on all pricing plans. And these are some of the topics we'll cover in this webinar. The other reports are advanced reports, and these are available on the advanced and pro tiers. And these are a list of the different features that we will run through during the webinar as well. This is kind of a quick agenda of the advanced reports that we want to go through. We'll first talk about the overview tab, switch over to the series reports, go into some detail about the course reports, down into the trainee side, and then we'll talk about the real-time reports. So like I said earlier, we'll take questions at the end, and let's start the demo. All right. So this could be a recap for some of you folks already on the Advanced and Pro plans, but for those of you who aren't, you can access the Advanced Reports right from our homepage. This is our new HTML homepage. Some of you might have seen this already. Right here is Advanced Reports, and you can access it there, and also from our Manage Users page, where you can also access Advanced Reports. In addition, you can also access it from the course and series pages when you're in there and editing courses or distributing courses. There is a track tab that you can go to and be able to access it right down here in the course. And we'll start with our overview tab right over here. So because trainers and administrators are, if you're on the pro tier, we have different levels of permission, but you might use these terminology differently at your company, in your organization. But with trainers and administrators, we feel like they are the ones that are creating courses and series, and may not need to know all the small details about each course or series. So we provide a set of reports that is at a higher level to view the overall health of their training courses. They can use this tab to get a very nice bird's eye view of all the trainees in the courses and where they're at. So, for example, here in the trainee status, we have a quick overview of like how many people have been invited to courses, how many people have completed it, which specific trainees have missed a deadline, and kind of a list of the folks that are still in progress. If you are a pro tier customer and you have users who are considered managers, so managers, how we define it at Mindflash, are those that may not be the ones that are actually creating the courses. They are there to really, quote unquote, manage the distribution of courses to trainees, keeping track of where people are, and so forth, and see if there's any action they need to take on those specific users. And we'll dive a little bit more detail about that at a later time. So coming back down, there's quite a bit of metrics here, as you can see. They're very, this right over here in the upper left corner, we have a list of different courses that you might have. Which ones, how many are active, how many are in draft state, which ones are archived, a list of all the trainees that are possibly in the invited state. So you can see maybe, let's see all the people who have failed the courses. In this case, there are 22. Just clicking into it will drill in, and you can get a list of all those specific users who have, unfortunately, failed this course. So perhaps maybe you have to resend it or whatever action is needed on that. Coming into the next kind of row here, we have some information about more about time spent in courses. So we have a total training hours. So this is a nice metric just to get you a sense of how many hours your trainees have spent on courses in general, and average time in a course. Unfortunately, this is the test data, so 1.9 minutes is not very long, but in most cases, it should be hopefully higher. On to the next set of reports here that we have. We have a list of top 5 courses and top 5 series. this is really gives you a good sense of which courses and which series are the most popular. Perhaps you have some that are you might use a public registration or a set of courses that are don't require an invite. Then you might be able to see how popular those are here and so forth. Going down, if you're a pro tier customer, we give you more of a trending type of reports here. These are right here at the bottom of the page. This is a good set of reports that give you a sense of when training happens, how long trainees have spent on average over the course of the several months, and just to see, like, when this is all happening. As you can see in these reports that we have here, lots of training has happened in January and through April timeframe, and you can see that reflected over here as well about how long people have spent on their courses. Right. So that's the kind of the conclusion for the overview. We'll switch over to the, as you can see, scroll this up a little bit. We also have the course detail, training detail, and you can navigate between all the different tabs here. But we'll jump into the series tab. I already have it open on another browser window here as well. The series tab provides a detailed overview of the statuses of a series. So this is not just about the individual courses itself. It's if you're using series, and which is available on the Advanced and Pro plans. This will give you a report about how your courses are doing, how your series is doing, and the courses within it. As you can see, there's a nice little bar chart here. If you want to roll your mouse over this, it gives you a good sense of, gives you some numbers here. Like in this specific series, we're just calling it the new series demo, but the first course we have in there is Get Started with Mindflash. As you can see in the numbers there are 6 trainees that are in the invited state, and there are about 10 in the complete state. So we represent that with the colors as well. If you're interested in who these individuals are, you just click into it, opens up the little window, and it tells you who's in the invited state. So quite a few people are still in the invited state, including Fred Finstone and looks like myself. So, but what if somebody, you could have a situation where someone such as a department manager or a sales team lead wants to know how they are doing, how their team is doing in this series of courses. Maybe they're doing sales training or safety compliance training. If you're a pro customer, we give you a set of filters that you can use. Go ahead. All you have to do is just click on one of the filters. If you're using groups, you click the drop-down, find the group that you're looking for, such as East Coast Territory, hit the only button. It'll select only that group, hit the Apply button, and the entire report will filter for individuals within that group. Optionally, you can also use the additional fields or other custom fields that we have for our pro tier customers. In this case, we labeled it a department, and you can also do the same thing there as well. Scrolling down just a little bit more, a list of reports. This is another kind of a gridded report specifically for series. This shows all the individuals, all the trainees who are taking this series, those who have completed, and it'll just give you a nice list of who these individuals are, what they scored on the series as a whole, not specifically one course, but the entire series, whether they passed or not, or they failed, and then when they last took the series. Okay. There are, in those situations where you might want to send this report to somebody outside of Mindflash. Maybe they don't have an account with Mindflash because they aren't the ones actually doing the training. They're out there, in the field, just being a manager possibly. We have the export function. All you have to do is just mouse over any of these reports, click the little export button, and then download it as any one of these formats that you wish to use it for, whether it's PDF, Excel, CSV, and so forth. And then right down here on the bottom of the series report, we have a series, what we call the series course report. So this gives you a breakdown of all the trainees who have completed the series and what their score is on each course, individual course. So in this case, we have 3 courses. And we can see that Andrew's done a really great job, and he's got 100% on all of them. But unfortunately, I can see myself in here, and I got a 90 on the last one, so I kind of missed something. Okay. Moving over to the course report. This is a very course-specific type of report. It has nothing to do with series per se, but it does have to do mainly with the courses itself. So right up top here, just like on the series tab, there is a list of different filters you would use if you're on the pro tier. Which group they're part of, department, any kind of extra custom fields that you might have. Also, just like the series tab, we have the same set of group of reports, just showing how many people are invited to courses, how many people are in progress, what the passing score is for this specific course, how much time people have spent on the courses itself, what the average score is, and which also includes those that did not pass the course, so you can get a sense of how well people are doing. Scrolling down just a little bit further, we have a quiz details report. It might give you this. We think this report will give you a good insight on the level of difficulty of some of the quizzes. As you can see here, there are about 4 quizzes. Each quiz may have 1 or more questions, but looks like the first quiz and the last 2 are, people are doing pretty well there. They're getting in the 90s and 80s, and I think that's really good. But unfortunately, this orders of steps quiz seems to be, having a little struggle here. It says that only about 56% of the people have actually passed this, or actually that's the score, the average score, which might not be good. I mean, some people may have failed it, and lots of people may have passed it as well. So you can, if you're interested to see what's going on here, you can click into it. It'll drill in, and it'll show you the question that's associated with this this quiz, and you can see it's about a 50-50, more or less. This might give you a little bit of insight about this quiz itself. Are people having trouble with this quiz or question? Is something wrong with it? And we think that it's an indicator that maybe the question could be a little difficult, or if you're a trainer or an administrator, you can go into the course and see, maybe I have the incorrect answer chosen by mistake. So we're able to let you make the changes on the live course, so you can go in there and make any changes as necessary. At the end of the day, we really want, you really want your trainees to pass pass all of these courses. So you don't want to make them too hard, or if they're very confusing, this might kind of give you some insight whether it's at. So just going down a little more. This also we have the trainee report. This shows you a list of all the trainees that are in this course itself. Where just like the series side, it shows you more specifically about the course, who these people are, what their course scores are, whether they passed or failed, when's the last time they when they started the course, and when they last were active in the course. So also, just like any of the reports in Mindflash, you can export it in any way you need. Scrolling down here, we have a Trainees in Progress course, report. So for this specific course, we have a list of all the trainees, and it gives you a graphical chart of how far along people are. So as you can see, there are quite a few people who are kind of halfway through. We have a little percentage marker here, and quite a few people, just a few individuals who are almost at the end of their course. So this is a great report for people such as managers. Maybe you need to send some reminders if you're running up onto some kind of scheduling where they need to finish in a certain amount of time. So you can see how far along each individual is in the course. Excuse me. And right up top here, we have this report called All Completions. So clicking into this, this actually shows you every course and every user, every trainee within Mindflash. This is definitely a report you would want to export. It could be a very large report, but what it does is shows you how it shows you up here on top on the I guess the y-axis the list of all the trainees. The x-axis here shows you the list of all the courses, and then those scores that you have for each of these individuals per course. So you've got to scroll to the right a little more and find some more information, but it's all there. It's definitely, you can think of it as a global transcript type report. It gives you kind of everything that's happening. Close that now. So that concludes the course report. We'll switch over to the trainee report. Perhaps you need a transcript of training courses and series for an individual trainee, such as in the case of customer training, where completion of courses certifies them to be able to resell a product, or employee onboarding. They shouldn't be doing any more, maybe there's a first day on a job and they need to take all the required courses. This is where they can't start the job until they actually complete them. So this is a good report that you can use to get a transcript. So in this case, we picked Brian. There's a list of courses that he's taken. A couple of them had some deadlines, but maybe it looks like he missed it. Some of them he hasn't started, and good for him. He's passed at least a few of them. And then scrolling down just a little more, we have a series report just specifically for Brian himself. And this is the list of all the series that he has taken. So it looks like he started a few of them, but hasn't finished yet. Also exportable right up top here by clicking the little printer button. And if you need to kind of export it and print it out and file away, you can do that. So we funneled down from a very bird's eye view, a very high level review of all the reporting, and we came down more granularly into the series side of things and down to the courses and then down to the trainees specifically. But if you need to dig even deeper into reporting, we have a set of our real-time reports available for all the Mindflash customers on any regardless of which pricing tier that you're on. So you can access it directly from the course dashboard. So obviously, if you're a Mindflash customer currently, you've obviously probably seen this before, where you're able to create your courses on Mindflash. And right over here, we have the Track tab. And clicking on Track tab, this is all the real-time reports that we have available. So maybe this is where you can take a lot of action on the individual trainees themselves. As you can see, there's quite a number of trainees who haven't started the course yet. They're still in an invited state. And you can easily click on Remind there, and it will send an email reminder to this specific individual to, just give them a little friendly reminder that you need to complete your course. Maybe you have some people who have failed the courses, and you want them to retake it. So you can easily go in here and say, like, okay, look, there's someone named Richard, or maybe all these individuals. You can say, hit the reset button. It'll reset their course. It takes them back to the very beginning of it. They'll get an email reminder that says that they need to retake this course itself. All they have to do is log right back in and just start right back up from fresh. So these are important. These are probably very important things to do if you have, like I said, safety training. You don't want people to be unsafe, so you want them to be able to take these courses and hopefully pass them. And digging even deeper into the course, we can keep going down through this cave here down to the course report. This is giving you even more information about the trainees and the course itself. Also, just like on the other advanced reports, we have the exporting capabilities. You can export it as PDF, export it all into an Excel file. We also have our filtering down here. So if you're just interested in people in marketing, this is available for all our pricing tiers. You can just go ahead and click that and uncheck it if you want to kind of bring this back out. And then you can also check into even more deeper dive into the actual quiz itself. So it looks like this specific user here, it's got 40% on this quiz. Let's see what's going on. You can click on it, see which individual questions they missed and what they actually chose. This could be something that you can see that they've tried it twice. They got 4 points, missed 3 of them. Okay. I think that actually concludes the demo of the reporting. We can actually open things up for questions now. So go ahead and type your questions into the box, and we can answer them.
We have a question from Rick. Many of the reports show the start date and the last activity date. Is it possible to show the completion date?
So we use the last activity date because it can give you when they last, well, basically exactly what it means. It means last activity. It shows you when they last accessed the course itself. We currently don't have a completion date in it right now. And the reason why is that if somebody has completed the course, we tell you whether they passed or failed or whatnot for that specific course. And that last activity date should tell you when they actually completed that. We can probably dig in a little deeper to see what we can do to show more dates, but generally we don't want to clutter up the reports too much. So there's a question about a custom report. We don't have that currently. If you're interested in it, I definitely would love to hear from you about that. The most custom type reports that we currently have is just mainly just kind of the filtering by groups or whatever the custom fields that you have. But something that's very unique and maybe perhaps bespoke to your company and how you want to build it, the best thing to do is export the raw data from any of our reports and then build it yourself kind of on Microsoft Excel or whatever the spreadsheet program that you have or are currently using. But I definitely want to hear from you about how you would want to see how that works. And we'll give you some information at the end of this webinar about how to contact us about that.
Okay. Michelle has a question on, is there a report for survey answers for a specific group?
So I don't have a survey for this specific course. Let me see if I can find one. You should be able to, if there is a survey for a course itself, there is a link right over here, right where my cursor is, right below where it says View Course Report, that you can access the survey its answers. It's a question about features to create the groups and would I assign these at the user level. Yeah, you can assign them at the user level. You can also, let me see if I can move the little GoToWebinar thing around. So for Jennifer Abbott here, you can, if you have the group already created, you can click the little edit button in our Manage Users and then type in the group that that you want to add, in this situation, Jennifer to. Maybe she's in the finance group, and you can go ahead and add that there. Optionally, you can also click on the Manage tab here, and then click on Groups, and this is where, oops, I need to save that. This is where you can actually add the groups and create them as well, or edit the current ones you have. A question about scheduling reports to be sent to you every day. We don't have that feature currently. It is something that has been requested quite often, and we are definitely researching into that to figure out how we can do that and give you a very good user experience. But this is definitely a very something that we're definitely looking into. It is very much a requested feature that we have. And like I said from the earlier questions, it'd be good to talk to you and understand how you would like that to work. There's a question about APIs to create custom reports. We do have an API. You'll probably need a developer to help you out with how to create these reports. That is available only on our Pro tier. We have the API documentation that should be available on our website. If you go to mindflash.com, hit the pricing page, and then it will show you the list of all the features that we have for all our different pricing tiers. And then scroll down to the API feature, and there should be a link there that takes you to our documentation about how you can do that. The question about archived courses, if you can still bring up courses, you sure can. So in the advanced reports here, you can do that. You can filter in the overview page whether you want to only see active courses or only see an archive. So that will kind of cover you there. And then also, like in our courses, we still list all the different courses that you've ever created, whether they're archived or not. There's a question about be able to export the quiz questions or export a trainee quiz that failed or hard copy as a records. Not on specifically on the trainee base right now. This is also another one of those highly requested features, and we are definitely digging into this a little bit further to understand how we can present that in a formal fashion. It's simple to. It's probably a little bit simpler to show a report on things such as multiple choice or things such as like true-false type questions, but it's a little bit more challenging when they're labeling images or labeling things in an image. There's a couple of the other quizzes that we have, and also sequencing. They're a little bit harder to show from the numbers side of things, but I definitely, I have your name here. I definitely want to reach out to you, understand, you know, how you want to see that as well. You know, we're here to definitely enhance the reporting as much as we can. It's important to everybody. So, don't think there are any more questions here coming in. So, like I said earlier, if you have any ideas or suggestions how we would how we can improve our reporting and also Mindflash as a whole, we would love to talk to you. You can shoot us an email at feedback@mindflash.com. Give us a ring if you want to as well. And you know, definitely want to talk to you guys soon. Also, right after this call, we will also be posting the video, the recording of this call up online for you to access at a later time, or perhaps you have some colleagues that was not able to make this call. And you'll also be receiving an invite for another webinar happening next Wednesday, November the 6th at 10 a.m., which is our monthly webinar hosted by Randy Rivera, our VP of Product Marketing, and Jason McMurray, our VP of Sales and Operations. And we'll talk to you about some new features that's coming out at the end of this month. Some exciting stuff there.
You will get the email with a link to the webinar by tomorrow. And all the people who registered for the webinar, whether they were here on the webinar or not, will receive that link tomorrow. We also have a place for feedback on the bottom of every page. That piece of feedback comes to us, to the product team, and is useful for us to prioritize features. So as you're using our product, whether it's in the reporting area or other areas of the product, and you find something that you'd like to make better or you feel isn't clear, or you like something that you see, definitely drop us a note. If you need support on a particular issue that you're having with your product, please continue to use the support links, because that will get you a faster response to the issues that you're having. But if you have feedback for the product team, use the little form at the bottom. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you on the webinar next Wednesday. You'll get an email about that later today.
And actually, if I can butt in, this is Laura. The new question came in, which is, can we get a link to previous webinars? And I believe we have those on YouTube.
Yes, all the webinars are on our YouTube Mindflash training channel. So we'll include a link to all the past webinars in the email as well.
Great. Thanks, everybody, and we'll talk to you soon.